Okay, so I'm recording now.
Okay.
And I guess I'll just start by saying, so this is Jill, your friendly neighborhood assistant director, once again with an Instagram takeover. And today I've invited a colleague to help us get a little bit of a tour of one of my favorite garden spots on campus. So do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Brian Kreft. I'm the UHDS landscape coordinator. I manage all the resident halls and 3 dining centers on campus. And there's never a dull moment when it comes to landscaping on campus, because each garden space offers its own unique environment.
Well, thank you for taking time to meet up and engage in this socially distanced Zoom interview, and also help me see all the possibilities available through Zoom. Who knew there were so many?
That's right.
So I know that right now you're outside of Callahan Hall, just south of Callahan, right next to the Food Forest. Can you give us a little history behind the Callahan Food Forest, what that's all about?
Yeah, so several years ago, Callahan Hall went through some renovations. And after those renovations were complete, we were left with a blank slate, which left an opportunity for us to come up with something unique that has never been done on campus before. And we had a horticulture student that was all about plant designs. And so we gave him the opportunity to develop what is now the Callahan Food Forest. And so half of it is the perennial fruiting shrubs and trees side, and then the other half is the annual veggie side. And those annual veggies give a slight taste of what students can expect in our dining halls with the fresh produce. And I believe we're trying to strive for the highest quality of food for them and everything. So. But no, this has been going on for a little over 4 years now, and every year it just gets bigger and better with the amount of fruit that comes off these shrubs and trees.
That's really cool, and I think it's really cool that we have an opportunity on campus to have like a true sort of almost farm to fork experience where we can connect what's happening on our grounds to the experience students have in our dining centers. So I think it's really neat. And as the former Callahan resident director way back in the day, I must say, I do wish that the food forest existed when I lived there. So, but I'm glad I get to enjoy it now.
Yeah. No, and it does create a very unique environment for students who live at Callahan or just a resident at or on campus, or just a OSU community member, or just a Corrales community member who can come walk through the garden space, and just sort of see what's going on. And we're always okay to a little bit of sampling to happen here and there, just to give a taste of what goods are out there.
Well, so speaking of what goods are out there, are you able to give us a quick little tour, show us around?
Yeah, totally. I'm going to flip the camera around so that way people can sort of see what's going on. So as of right here, here's a plum tree. So we're sort of going through the flowering process to where after that it's going to start forming the fruiting clusters. And then later this spring, as those clusters develop, we'll go in and thin them so we're getting a little bit bigger fruit. And then we have a blueberry, and then this sort of octopus looking structure of a tree is a mulberry. And so it's been fun watching this and training this. And so it's really, when you're in the landscape or gardening, you can sort of be a little artistic. In the next 2 weeks or so, as temperatures increase, we'll be starting to plant some vegetable starts in here, as well as planting some veggie seeds. So this will be fun to watch develop. And then as we go, you can sort of see like the grape arbor here. There's actually 2 to 3 grape varieties. And one of the unique things about the Callahan Food Forest is because of its location being on the south side of a building, it actually can be 2 or 3 weeks ahead of other harvest times for other fruits or vegetables, just because of the heat that's coming off of the building. So it's sort of a really cool, unique environment over here.
That's awesome. So I'm just trying my hand at grapes in my own backyard. So I might have to pick your brain for any tips that you have when it comes time.
There you go. Yeah.
So I know I've talked a little bit with some of our dining team, and they said that some of the things that they've planned for growing this season include romaine, fresh herbs, peas, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, cauliflower, kale, squash, eggplant, and peppers. So it sounds like those are some of the ingredients that throughout the growing season and into fall we'll be able to see showcased over at 541.
Yep. And then at the same time too, on the east side of McNary Dining, it's another project. It's a multi-year project, which is more of an orchard style. So you have more of a continuation of like apple trees, pear trees, persimmons, peaches. And so what's cool about that is during the summer months when most students aren't here, that's when the annual veggies are, that's when you're harvesting them. And so to give a little bit produce for the fall time, that was one of the fun parts about designing that project on the east side of McNary Dining, was to give students a taste of fall.
That's so cool. And it looks like you can cram a lot of like growing power into not that big of a space. I mean, It's a decent size, but like to be able to produce enough food to turn out at a dining concept, that's pretty cool.
Yep. No, it's exciting, and to have the support of I guess multiple levels within the organization and OSU. It's been great.
That's awesome. Well, so I appreciate you taking time to give us a tour and walk us around. And before we say goodbye, I was wondering, since you're kind of one of our resident experts on outdoor spaces, if you would be willing to share with us what's one of your favorite outdoor spaces on campus?
Oh, that's tough. I like them all. We're going from the Callahan Food Forest, which has its own unique feel to it, over to what was posted the other day about the annual flower trials on the south side of ILLC, which creates a huge color display. Another unique experience at OSU for our residents as well as the community. It's really hard. Each of our residential and living spaces sort of provide its own unique perspective to campus, and how, depending on what mood you're in, you can go to various places and sort of, be immersed in it, I guess.
Yeah. And I think that's so neat about being on a campus like ours. It's already just a really beautiful campus. And then we have folks who, like you, who, and the rest of your team, who are intentionally cultivating those spaces for us even further to kind of maximize them. It's just awesome. So thank you for the work that you do, and thank your team. And thanks for giving us this little tour.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity.
Take care.
All right. You too.